Welcome. Tender B is back. AKA Grace Cole, AKA Mother, AKA Big Dog shit in this motherfucker.
Yeah.
AKA Goddess.
Yeah.
You know,
Goddess Grace.
it's duality. It's a duality for me.
Yes.
But guess what? We got a new motherfucking co-host. Introduce yourself, motherfucker.
This is Goddess Arena. Period. I am Goddess Arena.
Goddess Arena. Arena. That's the Puerto Rican princess.
For Irina.
Yeah, that's my Puerto Rican princess.
That's the motto. It better be anything for me. No, I'm just kidding.
That's Big Dog too.
Big Dog.
Big Rena in this motherfucker.
Yeah, Big Rena.
Getting all the big dog energy going on.
Yeah.
Period. You finding your orange.
Thank you.
Yeah, looking all scrumptious in that orange. You know, orange is fine as fuck on black women. Just period. It is that motherfucking melanin hit it so eloquently. And yellow. Yes.
That Oshun.
Man, orange on them pale folks. Orange just don't go. It just don't. It's not a color for y'all. Just stay away from it. Like, it's okay. It's certain colors that don't work for me. No, fuck that. All colors work for me. I ain't gonna even fucking try to have sympathy and shit for them. Like, oh, it's okay. No color. Like, no, bitch. All color. You see this green, bitch? How the light hit the green. You ain't.
He said, that's enough.
Yeah,
that's it.
Dude try to have sympathy.
For a second, you had me with the
pastels.
The pastels.
With the pastel colors, cute on chocolate. But,
we fine.
Yeah, but we fine. Yes.
So, y'all, it's something keep coming up, and I keep having these conversations with people, and it's like, clearly it's something that I'm like, this shit need to be talked about on the motherfucking podcast. We can even open the motherfucking door with this conversation. Duality.
Let's do it.
Like, even coming into this motherfucker and me naming all my different monikers.
Correct.
Monikers. I go by many monikers.
Aliases.
Right.
It's the duality that flows with that shit.
Absolutely.
And it's like, the more you learn, or like, okay, no, not learn. The more you flow with duality and know that it's okay to be dual within yourself and not suppress that shit, you flow better within yourself.
Absolutely.
Like, that's what I noticed when I didn't try to cover up these parts of me that still doesn't define the other great parts of me.
Absolutely.
And I had to realize that shit. And I'm like, and then I learned what duality meant. I'm like, oh, let me embody this shit. Like, y'all finna know Tender B. Y'all finna know Grace Cole. Y'all finna know Brianka. Y'all finna know Mother. And y'all finna know Goddess. Like, all of them.
All of them.
VUM. All of them.
ALLUVUM. All of them.
All of them. Just period. What's your monikers? What's your different aliases?
I'm Goddess Rena.
Puerto Rican princess.
Puerto Rican princess, as she calls me.
Yes.
I don't have too many monikers. I'm just me.
Period.
I just show up as me. I flow.
Period.
I flow.
Period. She don't like titles.
I don't like titles at all. I don't do titles.
She don't do titles.
Nah, I like to flow. I like to be who I am. I don't like to be defined at all.
So every episode, you should come in with a different one. Since
I'm a different one.
Since you fluid.
I'm
come
fluid.
In with whatever the feeling is.
All right.
Whoever
I
am.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Coming in with that title. What you feeling today?
I might be Tender B one day. I might be great. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I'm going to come up with a couple names then.
Right. Period.
It might be spontaneous on what's going on there.
Right. It might be right when you walk in this motherfucker. Like, you know what?
I'm broke today. I'm just broke.
Won't claim broke. Ooh, you gonna learn that. Ooh, that was like nails to a chalkboard to our ears. Won't claim that. Yeah, thank you. There we go.
I own this shit.
You could be like, I ain't flowing today.
Yeah.
Oh, we could do this though. Just which I feel like
whatever we flowing with that day. Yeah, that's who I am.
I'm shiny as a bitch.
So I am who I am. That's who I am.
Y'all didn't know what that music was, did you?
No, I don't. What was it? Frasier? Was that something from Frasier?
It's Pornhub.
Oh my! Who the fuck? I don't watch Pornhub.
I'm just saying, like, I came in wrong with broke, so I thought I'd try some new shit.
You went straight to porn.
I went from broke to porn.
Y'all must use that button on a lot of the podcasts.
I don't know. It just happened to be here, so it's in the center, and I just pushed it.
Oh wow, yeah, that means that it gets used a lot.
How about this one then?
Gotta get your groove on.
Okay, I fuck with Martin.
Right.
Yeah, we love Martin. I love Martin.
So I'm
That's
back.
my favorite.
I'm back.
You back.
I ain't
you
no
back.
goofy though.
All right.
I ain't no goofy.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
ain't no goofy. So I'm just being myself, loving myself. What it say? Minding my business and protecting my energy. That's what my shirt say.
Oh yeah,
Rep BU, my boy.
we gotta stay doing that because that's essential to the duality.
Absolutely.
Because if you ain't protecting your motherfucking self, then you don't know how to be your motherfucking self because you got all this other penetration from other energies and shit coming in.
Yeah.
So
I just learned to not try to say everything right. That's number one for me. I ain't trying to say things right. I'm going to say it the way I say it.
I had to learn that.
If you receive it, you receive it. And a lot of times folks just don't be on the frequency to receive what I'm saying. It's a whole nother language. That don't mean that what I'm saying is wrong. That mean, baby, you just ain't there yet.
Right.
Or maybe you are and you do get me.
But you don't want to.
But you don't want to. And that's fine too. But what I ain't going to do, I ain't going to mute myself. I ain't going to not shine because you don't want me to. And I'm going to be me regardless. I don't do titles. Whatever the fuck you thought a wife, a mother, or whoever, a business owner is supposed to look like, that is for you to define for you.
But shit, we more than that. We multidimensional. We multidimensional as a motherfucker. So it goes beyond just the roles that we play in this motherfucking physical. So, you know, that's one reason I don't get offended by motherfuckers calling me names. I've always been like that.
Absolutely.
Bitch, weak ass hoe. I'd be like, and then that makes them angry. That's a superpower of mine that I pride myself on because bitch, I'm rubber, you glue. Bye, ho. Like just straight to it. And it's like, a lot of words I'm impenetrable. Impenetrable when it comes to a lot of words. So even if somebody create a title for me, that's their perception. I don't have to agree to it or allow it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I be like the things that I do like or the roles that I do appreciate and love to embody, I call those my monikers. But I'm more than that. I'm way more than that. Absolutely. I'm multidimensional as a bitch. But some people, you know, it's not about the people. Shit is about me. But you know, it's just the things that I view and I'm aware of. I be like, some individuals struggle with that. They struggle with it, and so then they project when they see that you embody it, then embody and you balanced in your duality.
Absolutely.
And then
they don't understand it. They don't understand it because they're still struggling on being who they are. And it's like the moment you learn to just show up as whoever you decide you want to be, then you wouldn't be too much projecting on the motherfuckers that is doing that. Worry about yourself. That's all I say. Worry about yourself. I'm sure it's plenty shit for you to unpack while you over here worried about mine.
Nah, for real. But then
because I know I got a whole lot of shit to worry about for me.
Facts.
A whole lot of shit.
Bitch, I got 4 kids. The fuck? That's why I always be saying, like, when somebody try to send some shit my way, bitch, I got 4 kids. You think I'm finna fucking worry about you? And I said chew, not you. Chew.
The family picture, hilarious.
Junebug, yeah. Junebug. You talking about Junebug? That's my baby. That's my little. Oh, that's my little. Yeah.
I was dying.
Cause son, I'll be like, son, you got to see all of them. I said one day I was gonna upload all. Now that boy know how to be dual.
Okay.
Dual is a motherfucker. I'm glad you brought it up because that's what he is, and he embodies that shit. And he don't give a fuck what you think about it. And that's what I love about children because they be showing us who the fuck they are, what the fuck they are. And what I've learned from being a mother and being a child at one point, that depending on how you were raised as a parent, you could suppress how a child wants to be dual within themselves. Or you could suppress a child being themselves fully because you projecting out what you've been programmed to think and so I really work hard to not do that to my children. But agree. Yeah, speaking of Junebug, that baby embodies being dual. Because right after he fucked some shit up, he kissed me. Okay, that's some duality right there.
That's kind of toxic.
He's loving.
It's a little toxic, but you know.
He's loving.
You
He
know.
be like, "What you want? You want me to fuck some shit up?
Or you want some love.
Or you want some love? And
Which
I'm gonna
one?
give you both of them." But I said I was gonna line up all them pictures because he wilding in all of them. It's hilarious. He wilding all of our family pictures.
I think it was more. He was funny, but your response to it was probably more funny because he was just trying to corral him, but not be like restrained. I could tell you weren't trying to be like, "Boy, get your ass here."
Yeah,
Right.
but I was saying that.
I didn't look like it.
Yeah,
Maybe it was.
because I was camera ready. I was camera ready, so I'm like,
y'all was,
smiling.
the
y'all was
people
looking-
watching.
Y'all was looking fly.
Look, the people is watching.
All right.
Get your motherfucking ass. No, I say motherfucking ass. Get your motherfucking ass over here. I ain't calling him a motherfucker. Big difference, but
Right.
get your motherfucking ass. And he be like, "Mommy," I be like, "Oh God, you so cute." I think that's why he do that.
See, that's the problem.
Baby. But I'm getting it in order. I ain't pacifying shit.
You better not. We ain't doing that.
Oh baby.
It's enough of them grown ass
No.
boys that's been pacified.
Baby, Junebug gets disciplined. He gets spoken to, but that's another thing that I don't want to embody, that it has been passed down in generations of, oh, he a boy, and you need to be tough on him right now. He's still only 4 years old.
Right.
I'm going to be affectionate. I'm going to be loving. I'm going to be all of that, because doing that to a 4-year-old child doesn't help either. So it's about balancing it out.
I agree.
And I'm still learning. I'm still learning how to balance that shit out, because having a motherfucking boy ain't no motherfucking joke. Ain't fun for no motherfucking weak bitch at all. And I feel like, to be honest, it was weak bitches who the ones that failed at raising their boys. I said it. I motherfucking said it. So
I
what's
am
up?
clutching my pearls, but it's facts.
It's facts. It's facts. And I said
Big
like that
facts.
as a reminder to myself to not be one of them.
Mm.
Period.
Yeah.
Because I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
It definitely.
I've seen it in
comes from-
family. I've seen it in niggas I fucked with.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And when I became a mother of a boy, I'm like, okay, Brianka,
we not
figure
gonna do
this
that.
shit out. We're not gonna
Mhm.
do that. And you've heard me tell you that plenty
Mhm.
times.
Absolutely.
I'm working really hard, getting myself prepared.
Yeah.
I'm flowing through it now and preparing myself to know when to have boundaries and to properly guide him in certain things, so that
Mhm.
he don't become no weak ass bitch ass mama's boy.
Thank you.
Give me a motherfucking round of applause. Thank you.
Because you said motherfucking.
But it's facts.
It's facts.
Oh, there you go.
Gym dropper.
Drop a bomb.
Yeah.
Yes,
that was a bomb.
yes, thank you. I do.
She
my
stung
best.
a little bit. I ain't think we was gonna go that deep
Yeah,
on the first episode.
Man,
but
first fucking
hell,
episode, we all in here. We
why
all
not? Why not?
in. We
But
all
we was talking
in
about
here.
duality.
Mhm.
We were talking about duality, though. We're talking about duality. So,
You said what?
is it Tommy?
Tommy.
Tommy. Okay.
Oh, you trying to get my? I'm sorry.
Yeah, she said.
Tommy. So,
Yes.
how do you define as a masculine duality? What does duality mean to you?
Well, I would front and give you like this elaborate definition, but I
Mm-mm.
just learned that shit
Mm-mm.
like right now amongst
okay.
y'all.
Oh,
So-
okay. So you're learning. You're
What do you
learning.
interpret
That's
it as
beautiful.
then? What do you just
Um,
from what we explained on how we view it?
when it was in context, I kind of like, oh, okay. It was more. It's gonna sound like I mean in the shady. It's not meaning shady.
No, we don't take
but-
shade.
but
It's cool.
more so like a chameleon, kind of like
Mhm.
adapting to the environment that
Mutable.
you're in.
Absolutely.
Mutable.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right. So when you said what you were, I was like, oh, absolutely. That's why I grew up that way, because I know I embrace my nerd square side. I embrace it.
Mhm.
That's who I am. But I grew up on 11th Atkinson,
Right.
Oof.
and I went to Shorewood,
Mm.
and I came back to 11th Atkinson. So I
Correct.
saw hood shit.
Me too.
I hung with hood niggas,
Absolutely.
and hood niggas. They were still my friends,
Mhm.
but I didn't engage in hood shit.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
So I was able to,
So
and then
you,
and went to Shorewood,
exactly.
so I could actually coexist in all these
Yeah,
environments
absolutely.
and still make it.
Same. So
You went to Shorewood too?
I ain't go to Shorewood.
Okay.
I ain't go
I
to
went to
Shorewood.
Mesmer.
You went to Mess?
I went to
I
Mesmer.
didn't go to any white schools,
Oh.
but I am cultured.
well versed.
I'm well cultured.
So check this my background. I told you my high school.
Mm-hmm.
I went to parochial elementary school. Then I went to MPS high school. Then I went to Shorewood.
Okay.
Then I graduated from Shorewood. Went to the MATC, UWM, Grambling State University. Went all black college from a white high school.
Wow.
Grambling
Then-
is Louisiana, right?
Louisiana.
Ooh,
Yeah.
You went
Yeah.
straight to them, but you already knew how to adapt.
Somehow, well, I think my mother did this on purpose.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So then I came back, graduated. Then I went to El Verno for grad school. So I went to an all women's college. Like I have God literally
They
has
accepted
placed.
you?
I was just about to ask
this
you
a real
that.
question.
Like,
Yeah,
I didn't-
for the master's program,
How you do
men are accepted to the master's
Oh,
For the
program.
master's
okay,
program,
okay.
because they like, okay, you put in the work.
Right. Well, I don't know. I think they were just trying to get the money. You know what I'm saying?
That
Like, for
they
education.
like, we'll take you
But
for
I think
grad school.
God has placed me in all these positions to actually
Be-
practice
Yes, it
duality.
was like
which
a
I,
back
I
and
didn't-
forth.
I
It's
didn't even
like
know
you
the
just-
definitions you just said it right now.
Yeah,
there you go.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
so
could go in a
are.
room full of hood niggas.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you could be wild, you could be free, or a time and place to be intellectual,
Absolutely.
Mhm.
intellectually driven and well spoken, and
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean. So it's like a form of flowing. That's how I look at it, and balance within yourself.
Yeah.
Because I met
Yeah.
people who got to stick up their ass, but they really want to embrace that fun, wild side, but they ain't
scared.
doing it,
They're
and
afraid.
they're afraid. But that
Mhm.
means that you're in balance
Absolutely.
in your duality
Ooh.
within yourself.
Ooh, wait. Nigga.
Ha,
Because I didn't mess with
you put his hood up a little
hood
bit more.
chicks. I didn't date a hood chicks.
Yeah.
And didn't really fit my chemistry, whatever. But somehow I was in that mix,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
I've dated like white women.
Yeah.
Mm.
To the white women, like not
Yeah.
like hood white women, like New Berlin.
Right.
Yeah.
I,
So
was,
you've
I, was,
been
I was able to play double dutch a little bit.
right. Yeah. So you embody duality, and
Ain't that more than duality though?
It could be
polarity, duality.
I mean,
Polarity.
everything is everything.
Absolutely.
That's a
yeah.
whole different other level of a conversation.
Yeah.
That I
That go a little
you'll
deep.
probably be lost. I ain't trying to be funny, like for real.
No, I mean,
trying
right,
to
I'm learning shit. So
Express
I'm gonna sit back and
that
be
will be a little
quiet.
bit harder, but I mean, like you can apply a definition from your perception to what something else is that
Yeah.
could be the same thing. Does
Mhm.
that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. That's how
Yeah.
the Bible works.
So like, yeah.
Yeah.
So like you saying like, isn't it more the
Absolutely.
duality? Absolutely. Especially
Mhm.
if you feel that way.
Yeah.
It's about what you
you
feel.
can make
and
it, you
feel.
can make it fit whatever you want to
Yeah,
make it
you can
fit.
make it fit that. But you
Yes.
know, duality is more of a real-minded word that many can utilize when it comes to like understanding the essence of that trait or the behavior and that balance within yourself. That's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
but that's why I keep saying like with us saying duality. I don't know if you heard me mention. I kept saying, but we just multidimensional.
Okay,
Yeah.
I can see that.
Multidimensional. So that's why I kept rephrasing that as well, because it's like that's the same thing, but a little bit more. You know,
Schooling an old man.
stop it. I mean, but you know,
ain't that old.
wisdom has no age. We
Absolutely.
can always learn from each other. We are
Mhm.
always.
And you know what I say about age? I say age only defines wisdom or lack thereof. That's it.
No, seriously.
I know.
Because a
I mean,
child
that's
can
it.
teach you something,
Absolutely.
and age, and they can come with wisdom.
An ignorant person would not see that because they think it's a kid and he can't teach me shit.
You can't teach me shit.
That
Yeah.
goes back to
And then what does that make
program
you?
way of how you could
Mhm.
suppress your
you're
children.
you're an old ignorant person who
Mhm.
was not open to being taught wisdom
Mhm.
because you're thinking on age.
I'm big, you're small. That
Exactly.
Matilda movie ass mentality.
Yeah,
Matilda
like-
daddy.
Mhm.
Matilda
You know what I
daddy ass
mean?
mentality. That's what I call it. 'Cause that was one
Seen
of
and
my
I
favorite movies.
heard, and we don't do that around here. I don't. Not with my children.
I just had an epiphany. That's crazy. Okay.
Let me get it.
Yeah.
Right
Say
now,
what's on your
mind.
on air.
Yeah, right now.
Let me get my thoughts together. First.
Okay.
It was
Okay.
something that's like,
And then come back.
But I'm
and
sure
then
it
come
was
back.
profound.
Yeah.
Probably. It's more
I
profound.
love
It's more
perspectives.
profound personally for me based off of what I've just experienced recently.
Okay. Oh, if
Oh.
it's personal, then that's fine. I thought you were gonna give like a general epiphany.
It's just still general, but it's general and specific at the same time, just based
Okay.
off of interactions I've had recently. And that explains something. All right.
Mm.
All right.
Yeah.
Y'all should start a church.
I do have a
Ooh.
ministry.
Should we call
I'm a
it
priestess.
I'm
I'm a
You're
priestess.
high priestess.
High priestess.
Absolutely.
Word.
Both of us.
Spiritual
High-
priestess.
High priestess.
Yes. Dream dropper.
That's
Also, if anybody needs to be married or buried, you can book me. sacredlovewellness.com. Thank you.
if you need to be buried.
Shameless
If
plug.
I need to be buried.
Hey,
Wherever
hey,
that
you
nigga-
know why I say that? And I'm not being funny because niggas talk about how they speaking and manifesting their death in their
Yes.
music. They're
Yes, they are.
manifesting their death in their words every day.
Mm.
So,
They do.
nigga, since you manifested, now it's a problem that I said. Nigga, you know you want to be buried. So, hey, I'm letting you know in advance. Tell your mom and them that if it happened, You know, a priestess that can do your motherfucking funeral. If we want to really talk that shit, because y'all talk, it's like it's different when somebody hits you with the truth, but you be speaking that shit to yourself every day. But then when somebody else come with it, it's like, oh,
Somebody hit me with the truth on earlier and said, because I don't even know why we were talking about this today, and talked about when she dies, she does not want a burial. She just wants to cremate it and have a service because she's not going to put planning a ceremony in the hands of mourning people.
okay.
I'm like, that's pretty
It's thoughtful. I get it.
Thoughtful,
Very
yeah.
thoughtful.
Yeah,
I get it.
Because ain't nobody in the right frame
Who
of
in the right mind to do that?
And
Not
then,
do it right.
and then
Not
what
do it
I've
right.
also learned is then in these states, in these emotionally low states, a lot of people are not intellectually operating. And because of that, these not the morgues, but these funeral homes take advantage of these individuals.
They do.
I've seen it. I've had classes on it, and it's sick. It's like really sick.
Oh, I would hear about that.
Yeah,
because that's a science.
It's sick. They take advantage. It's all science.
Ooh.
Everything is. It's all manipulation. It's all energy. Motherfucker, know, that's just like a motherfucker prying on a vulnerable woman. What's the difference?
No difference.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I see that.
Grief.
So if that individual you spoke to is speaking that in advance, so that her family doesn't have to go through the stress of that. Because how many people you know ain't never said that a funeral wasn't stressful? I've talked to several people that say this shit a lot.
It's a lot.
This shit a lot.
Too much.
This costs too much.
And the crazy thing is, you think
through.
about every single person except the person who was dead.
Exactly. You can't even focus on them because you got to focus on all these other arrangements.
Right. You got to think about all the people who want to be on in the obituary. Like, I can't leave out Cece.
Right.
Cece gonna have a fitted. Her name ain't listed. The fuck matter?
Right. It's ridiculous.
You're not dead. You lied.
And this person ain't coming back, and you want to fight over some bullshit.
The fact that your name went
You
in the
see the
damn piece of
emotional
paper.
states that it takes people to. Death brings out a lot of
They say
hurtful
that though.
things.
They
It
say funerals and weddings bring
weddings.
out the worst in people, and I've seen both.
Yes, baby.
I've seen both in the families. So yeah,
it's a lot, and that's why it's important that we learn to how to operate the best that we can and plan ahead as well. And
stop being so scary and to talk about death. It's inevitable. So I remember my aunt, she was the first person that told me about how she was already planning on purchasing plots for her and her children and already planning their funerals and things like that and putting the money up.
A lot of rich white people do that.
Yes. A lot of people.
Black people as well. But
a lot of wealthy people plan ahead, you know. So because it ain't got no color to it.
Yeah, I know that's why I corrected myself, retracted myself. I'm mindful.
My mother had a plot next to my father. But when she passed, we didn't know that she had the plot until after she had passed. So we buried her next to her sister and her brother. And then when I went to go visit my dad's site, they said, "Oh, yeah, she has a plot next to her." I was like, I didn't even know that.
Wow. So did you have to move her?
No.
Okay. No. I'm like, Lord.
But she never spoke of it. I don't even know. That was years ago. I mean, she had to be in her 20s and 30s when she did that because he passed when she was in her 20s, almost 30, I think.
Okay.
So he passed pretty early.
Yeah. I wonder if she had like something written up or y'all
she was very private. And I'm trying not to be that now with my own kids.
Yeah.
Talk more about
so that helped you even more, like seeing that part of it, because that was monumental, and it's like we couldn't even honor that because you were private, and now that made you be like, man, I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
that's a lot. And I don't say that in like a negative way. It's a lot, like as far as being profound. It's a good thing. It's a good a lot because you continue to learn and applying things to yourself for the better of yourself. What you feel is best for yourself, correct? And how you are as a parent. Has that taught you anything else? Like, what's something else that it's taught you in this journey?
I got closer to my mom's, and as maybe we didn't know it was near her death, but as she got older, she was sitting down. She's tell me things that she experienced. And I'm like, I've been all my fucking life. You ain't never said none of this shit before. Why you letting me down? And she was so quiet that she wouldn't say shit. People thought that she was just mean, but she would talk, but not to everybody. So I open up to my children a lot more. Like I'll go and just talk to them. Like I'll go in my daughter's room and just sit down and be talking to her.
That's
she came home one day and I was in her room. Like, what's up? I mean, I know it's not.
They appreciate that, though.
Yeah.
I thought about that as being something like that, even though it was like 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I'm out, and I left.
I think
but
that's
it's impactful
beautiful
though, because she's going to remember those times. And I feel like a lot of parents forget that. Like, children really look and remember the little things, and they're so worried about the material and, providing and doing all of that and being on go all the time. And the children only care about those little moments. That's all we thought about. So if we really want to put ourselves back, we just go back to your own childhood self and be like, what would I appreciate?
Yeah,
and it's one of those things. That's kind of how I parent.
Not thinking of like not thinking like you're gonna die.
No,
but thinking about what you want to leave for them as a memory of.
Also remembering.
Yeah.
Also remembering.
Yes.
Remembering, like remembering the things that you experience that that you will want to, that you desire and that you don't desire. And I think it's divine that we having this conversation right now, because I was talking to my little cousin last night. I talked to her for like an hour, and she was crying because she was like, some of the reasons that she act the way she does with her mom, and even just how she expresses herself, is because her mama don't have no affection. She was like, I said, elaborate more. She said, all I be want her to say is say fucking Grand Rising to us. I be want her to give me a hug. She don't do none of that. And she just started crying. And I'm like, because at first I was talking to her about her behavior and, and just uplifting her, but also holding her accountable in that shit. And then she started going deeper. And then this is what the root of it is. And she was crying. She was like, I said, so she was like, and she don't communicate. It's the communication. I said, no, you want intimacy from your mama. You want affection. She said, yes, that's it. That's what I be wanting. And we ain't never, I said, now what I want you to do, because you keep speaking about how you working on yourself and you don't want to be this way to your mom and things like that. I said, let's go a little further. We have to be mindful of how your mother was brought up. I said, your grandma wasn't like that with your mother. And I said, and that's not to put your grandmother down, but it's the truth.
It's the truth.
And I said, and this is how your mother is programmed to operate. And she clearly hasn't embraced the space to not operate like that anymore. I said, so what I want you to do is continue to focus on yourself and heal yourself and forgive your mama for that shit. And I said, and if you communicated to her all the time or already communicated to her and you don't see a change, you can't be upset.
How old is she?
She's 18. I said, you can't be upset. And she was like, I needed this. She just kept crying and was like, I needed this because this is really what it is. But everybody just angry at me because I said, yeah, because you can't be upset that they're angry with you too, because you're making a choice to do what the fuck you are doing.
So, in relationships also, you have to think about this, because I didn't get any affection from my mother. I remember my mother hugging my mother one time in my entire life. And that was after her sister passed. So I was in my 30s. That's when I had a first hug from my mother.
What did you feel in that moment?
Was it awkward?
No, it was like innate. It was like, I think about it like I opened the door because we had just found out she had passed, and I went to the house to say how she was doing, and she just gave me a hug.
Yeah,
that's what she needed, and that's what I needed from her.
Yes,
wow.
But I challenged this young lady to look for things that are not the typical affectionate things that are still affectionate. Like, she still loves her. But she's not showing her the emotion that she thinks is the definition of it, like the hugs and all. I know my mother loved me. She didn't. I would ride around with her all day, every day until I was like at school age. I remember that like nothing.
Yeah.
I remember her going to the lake. She'd go run. I would sit in the car. She would go to UWM. I'd be sitting in her class. I don't even remember having conversations with her, but I was always with her, and I couldn't be without her.
Right.
I don't remember her hugging me, giving me a kiss or anything, but that was affection to me, or whatever it was, the time.
It was the time.
It was the
quality
time.
It was the time, yeah.
Yes.
And everyone is different too,
Yeah,
some
everyone
people
has
want
different
that
love
actual
languages.
affection.
Yeah.
And I think that's
we have
important
to learn that for our children. We got to apply. It's okay. We got to apply that to our children too. We got to remember that our children have different love languages as well.
Yes.
And so as a parent, that's why it's important that we work on ourselves and do our best as a mother, to learn that about our child, because this child may not even want that, but this one does.
Full circle duality. How do you actually fit that into your relationships? Because this is all the same thing. It's the same kind
Absolutely.
of thing.
Absolutely. Guess what? I'm really at a space in my life where I had this most recent revelation when it came to somebody that I really love and care about. And this person cut me off because I wasn't honoring their love language. And, and I expected to see my love language come from them. And so as I journeyed and I began to miss this person, and they had to become absent in my life for me to realize that, and because they had to create a boundary for honoring them. And when they did that, guess what I did? You know how like absence make the heart grow fonder and make you realize shit. And I started realizing, and then like one day I just received, like, you start remembering shit, and I'm like, I even told Rena, I'm like, girl, I wasn't honoring this person fucking that wasn't their love language, and I was expecting them to be like this and that. So it's like it's an internal role and understanding, but it's also with that you have to be an empath. You have to be empathic to other people too. So it's like you got multiple roles, multidimensional. Absolutely. We got multiple roles because I gotta honor me and I gotta honor you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's important to honor me first, but a part of honoring me is it will be.
I want you.
Yeah, it's a reflection. If you want that person in your life, if you want that affection or that love or that connection, you have to honor you enough. And in the righteous space, and then you will be able to realize these things and honor these aspects in this other person or these traits or their love language that they want, that they command. You know what I mean? But if you have that blockage or you don't see it and you're not there, how can you do that?
Yeah, but again, that goes back to knowing who you are. So if you can identify your own love languages, then it allows you to identify other people's. So then you and for me, because I think you asked the question on how you do that within duality. I look at every connection as a separate connection.
Absolutely.
So my connection with my husband has it has nothing to do with my oldest daughter. And my oldest daughter's connection, that's nothing to do with my youngest daughter. So if you look at every connection as an individual situation, you don't take anything personal outside of that relationship. You only look at what you're receiving and giving to that specific individual and that specific connection.
I've been taking shit personal though.
And that experience, it's an experience with each
and
individual.
I've learned with anything, like, it doesn't matter what connection you're in that connection, that person is still an individual and you're an individual. Their choices are their choices. The way they move are their moves, their decisions, and all of that. And you cannot take any of that personal. And I had to learn that your choice and how you do things is going to be how you're going to do that.
You can't
take it away from them. It's a personal choice. You're on a personal journey, an individualized journey. We all come in this motherfucker.
How many bombs you got today?
I got a lot of bombs.
Oh, no, that one.
That was very dark. And
I sometimes I have dark humor and it's not okay, guys. But fuck y'all. Girl, bitch, this real on this motherfucker.
You know we ain't like no motherfucker.
What? Oh my god. You know, because guess what?
Y'all
if
on the
you
wrong
say some shit that I don't
podcast.
agree with, I gotta accept that that's what you choose to say. Yeah, it goes back into this conversation. Full circle.
Full circle.
This can go into like 16 parts.
No, for real.
I'm thinking it could.
But you know what else I was gonna say, like, when you experience different individuals, let's look at, okay, so we talking about like the positive reflections with the individuals, right? Let's talk about the dark reflections, the things that we don't like, the things that they embody that we don't appreciate. What that's showing us is multiple things. It's showing us something. It's showing us who we are at our lowest space, and we don't like that. So if somebody is being a bitter individual to you, and you have a connection and experience with them, right? And they constantly doing it, you constantly see the cycle. It's just constantly showing you, because that's something, and you don't like it. Let me be clear. It's something they keep showing you that you don't like. It's showing you that you don't like it. It's something you don't desire. So why do you want to keep experiencing it? And if you keep experiencing it, it's showing you that it's a part of you, because you allowing yourself to keep experiencing it. So it's a part of you, because if you don't want it to be a part of you or a reflection of you, you're going to stop experiencing it.
I'm not just saying this because y'all here and I'm trying to be funny about it, but you preaching for real. Y'all touching all types of shit right now.
Goddess,
that's
priestess.
why it's rules to these crowns, baby. Rules to them crowns.
Shit.
Dropping gems to the crowns. It's the gems to the crowns.
I won't drop the Pornhub no more.
No Pornhub. No. Not for
I don't even like porn.
No.
That shit don't turn me on at all.
No,
it does nothing to me.
I thought the music was fun.
It's an overstimulation. I like I like the real deal. I like to see it in my face. In my face. In my face.
I don't know what show it is. It's on Netflix. I can't remember what it's called. It's a Netflix special. And it was a black woman who, and I was so glad she said it. She said most sexual experiences that people perform when they're intimate are based off of their reference to porn.
Absolutely.
Their responses, the
That
noise
sucks.
makes,
That
all the
sucks.
different things.
That
And
is-
it's completely false because
It's
that's
so
all.
false.
So the whole.
That's why girls fake when they moan.
Yeah, all the like I was like, oh,
Like,
that is true. Like
what?
intimacy is more than all that
It's
stuff.
more-
Way more than that
Yes.
stuff.
It's a synergistic
We
and
gonna get into
sacred
that.
connection, and that's a
Mhm.
whole nother episode
That's
that we'll go
we
deeper
gonna get
into.
into some sexual,
But I do wanna-
sensual.
Period.
We gonna
Period.
get
But I
there.
do want to say this, like, you know, that's down to communication during sexual experiences where people don't even speak up and tell the truth of what they're feeling or what they don't like or what they do like. And then that's
Absolutely.
where you get couples who are apparently supposed to be loving each other, but because the communication is failing, you get infidelity.
Mhm.
Because you
Yeah.
didn't want to speak up and you want to continue to be fake
Mhm.
because you feel like you're supposed to take it like this, or it's supposed to go like this or flow like this, or you don't
Nah.
want to offend this person because they get defensive. You know, it's so many things that goes into that. But a lot of these outside experiences that people choose to go and do can actually be honed down, or not honed
But you
down.
know
What's
what I've
another word?
heard?
Can be prevented
Mhm.
if communication flowed better in the relationship and the experience
Absolutely.
with
Yeah.
one another. So I'm very vocal. I'll let a motherfucker know this, you not eating this shit right. You better figure it the fuck out, nigga
Mhm.
or bitch. Because I like them
Whichever
both.
one.
But no, I mean, I
But you
say
know
it more
what?
nicely. I mean, I say it more kindly because I ain't nice to no motherfucking
Nah.
body. I'm
We
kind.
don't. I don't believe you.
You don't believe me?
I don't believe you.
Oh.
Why you don't believe her?
Why you don't believe me?
Because the way she said it the first time was probably more realistic than.
Oh, you a bitch? She was lying about it.
No,
Oh,
okay.
that's what
So
you don't
look,
believe.
I will feel like that, but because I'm empathetic to people's
okay.
emotions, I
Okay.
will say it more
Just your
kindly.
subconscious saying, "Motherfucker, you
Yeah,
doing
like
this wrong."
motherfucker, look at you licking
Yeah.
like a cat, boy.
But otherwise, she's like,
That's
let's,
your shit.
let's next time we try this.
Motherfucker,
Nah.
I'm a grown ass woman. You better devour this shit.
Listen, but you know what? I've heard like some men will say that they don't want to do like the kinky freaky stuff with their women. They prefer to do that with other women because they can't see their woman being slutted out. That's what I've heard.
That,
That's what
I've heard it
That's what
too.
I've
I've heard it too.
That's
But
what I've
I've
heard.
also learned from my experience, not experience with these individuals, but like observing and energetically reading.
Mhm.
That's coming from an insecurity and not being truthful with yourself. They
Mm.
really do, but it's because they really just want to experience other women.
Or do
Yeah.
you think that they just don't believe that their prude ass wife would be receptive to it?
It could be that too. It could be that too. Oh,
So
she
the funny
boring.
thing about that
She
is-
boring. Quack quack.
one of my more recent experiences is a person who from the exterior looks prudish, looks
And be wow. I
And-
know a couple of them.
and were and
None dressed in the front, naked in the back.
yeah,
Yeah.
but was also
That used to be me.
silent, like silent
used to be me.
during
During
sex.
during
So that threw me off. But
You know what? I've heard
But-
the contrary too. I've
What?
heard.
What?
I've heard.
something
Look at
about
me.
something about it was like, because after we communicated afterwards, and she told me she remembered
was it
every
just
single
like freakishly odd?
yes, but
Okay.
every single thing I thought I was not doing, she was like, "Nope, this is
You
what
are-
you did." She hit every single. She knew.
So
the,
are
the
you
play
in,
by.
would you like verbal communication though? Is that why you felt like that? Because you like to hear that you like to hear that communication
I want to
from
hear.
your
I
partner?
want to hear. Is this right?
Right.
Yeah,
Some
you
type
like
of response.
Some
So
kind of
did you
response.
let her know that that's something you appreciate?
Right, I need
doing?
that. because
Okay.
I need that, or
Yeah.
else I'm gonna be doing it
Or
wrong.
bitch, I'm
all
gonna be
the time.
thinking no, or now you got me feeling like,
Right.
okay, am I doing this? Because bitch, I want to hear my own.
Give me some.
Right, and she told me after. I was like, "Really?"
You're like, I couldn't tell you
I
liked
couldn't
it.
tell you
Because
that.
you ain't saying
Right.
I
But
listen.
see,
that ain't
that's
for me.
again, that's
no silent.
insecurity though.
It's something
That
that's
could be an insecurity
Yeah,
though. Some
yeah.
women are just, or men too, may not be completely comfortable with themselves, that they feel like some dudes be so macho they don't want to moan and shit.
Mhm.
Like,
yeah.
dude, if you don't let loose, you know this
That's
shit
why you
feel
got to make
good.
sure you are not make sure, but be
I'm
mindful
turning
of
to a
who
real
you
bitch.
experiencing.
I love it. I love it.
Turning
You
Real
said, "Oh,
bitch.
baby, stop."
I'm-
No, but
Maxwell.
Alexa, play Maxwell.
Oh my god, that's funny as fuck. But I love to hear that because it's a lot. You be surprised, like. Cause I don't know how bro talks go. You know, I've been in a room with bros, but that don't mean that they always gonna go into bro talk.
Cause
but I don't know if y'all talk about that type of stuff with each other. Like, bro, do you moan? You know, because I don't know if y'all feel like it's gay.
Yeah,
it's a boundary with that.
But
you know, because girl, we be like, bitch, you be moaning because bitch, I be
right.
But it will be a time they're like, hey, dog, it was so good. I did this shit. I was like a bitch. Like it was like, and
like it was like pressure.
Right. And niggas will laugh about it, but they laugh like in understanding. They're laughing like ribbing. They're like, oh, nigga, you a bitch.
Yeah, I've been there. I've been there. Yeah, I didn't have some pressure.
Exactly. Because it's important for men. I've learned because they've been suppressed and oppressed in their emotions. Like that's two different like areas of attack and penetration onto our men. And I've learned like because of that, the vulnerability is like guarded in the bedroom. So I've learned and mastered to allow my partner that I'm experiencing during a time to be vulnerable with me. And
absolutely.
I get that all the time with every experience that I have, and I think it's beautiful, and that makes me honor them more because that's showing me that they honor me enough to be vulnerable with me and open up and be in a space as far as men, allowing themselves to operate in the feminine energy, not essence, two different things. And then even with me allowing myself to operate in my masculine essence of like taking action during the bedroom, but not controlling.
Think about this.
I control someone me to
the idea behind the masculine energy within the bedroom and the lack of vulnerability and submission in most cases is based off of porn. You never see a submissive nigga in a porn. He's always the aggressive, like tear the pussy up ass nigga.
So if you're always watching this on a television,
right,
or a cell phone, right? Okay, let's get a little deeper. You're also always programming this. So what does it begin to do? I know that's why it had. It begins to suppress. It begins to suppress what you truly, the true nature of what you want in your vulnerability.
Yeah, because now you just gonna do what you're saying.
Yeah, you just doing what you're seeing.
You just reenacting.
It's been programmed too, because you, especially if you watch porn
all day, every day,
religiously. Religiously, it's being suppressed.
Been watching porn since they was like 12.
Exactly,
and that's all they.
That's all they know how to do.
That's the experience before they even ever touch the pussy. Is what they saw on porn.
Yeah.
So that whole like macho, let me throw. I mean, every single time you going ram tough and.
That's what it is,
because sex is sacred.
Duality in
yes, exactly.
Sex,
no, for real.
Sometimes that's good. Sometimes it ain't.
Right. Sometimes you got to be sitting back and be in the space of being receptive.
And that's feminine essence. Exactly. I mean, feminine energy, not essence.
Absolutely. You sitting back and allowing that woman to please you in every moment, every essence of your body, allowing that and being in that space of allowance. But some men are so macho that they won't even stay down long.
I didn't know that shit when I was in my 30s.
And you know what? I'm sure you didn't know that as well.
I didn't know that shit too. I'm seasoned now, so
You didn't know what?
I didn't know half the shit that I know about sex. Like,
really?
Sitting back and everything. Like I said, was based off of what I heard and what I thought a woman wanted,
and what you see.
Right.
And then I'm sure it was the women too. I'm sure a lot of women were operating in the same space. So now y'all just blind leading the blind,
or y'all two
and I say that about myself too.
No, seriously, or two individuals who aren't honest with themselves about what they like and what they don't like. So now y'all just going in here just fucking, and nobody is really saying, I don't like this position.
Communication.
I'm just doing it because you like it and it's uncomfortable for me. I don't do that one. I'm gonna tell you,
not at all.
I don't like that.
Yeah, that's why I said
I don't feel good. Right
nigga,
there.
You licking like a cat. Get that shit.
I didn't know. I didn't know that even though it sounded wet and sounded like shit was, slipping and sliding, that there was still a lot of friction going on, and it still might burn.
Oh, within a woman.
With a woman.
Yeah, every woman is different, and it may not even mean that she's not even like attracted, aroused and things like that. That goes down to like anatomy and shit like that. That shit get a little deeper.
But the whole experience of it feels like and you think it's still wet, and it's like, and she was like, well, it was a little friction right there, but I'm good. Could have used a little lube or whatever. I'm like, I couldn't tell. I could tell. I thought I could.
But that goes back to her communicating, right?
Yeah.
And letting you know during, not after.
Right.
Like you have to communicate during, because women, we what, and I used to be the type of woman where we be thinking niggas just read our mind or know what the fuck going on.
Yeah, that is
like
the biggest
no,
misconception.
what the fuck, bitch? He don't know what you're feeling. It's your feelings.
Yeah. That is one of the biggest misconceptions that I cannot stand with women.
And I used to, and what I always, when I speak on things, I speak on it because I can speak on it because I used to operate and things like that. And I can't stand to see it because I know how it feels to operate in that, and it's so much freedom on the other side to not operate like that.
Are you able to tell your age on air, or is it something you keep to yourself? Well, how old are you?
31.
31.
36.
Okay.
31.
How old are you?
I'm 49.
49.
I won.
Great.
Thank you. The threshold of 30 for women, between 30 and 40, I'm assuming, y'all are reaching the peak of where men should be at that age, and we're not. We're not. So y'all get more in tune with yourselves. Y'all know what makes y'all, what pleases y'all. Y'all can tell, and your sex drive increases.
Yeah, it
quite
does.
a bit. Where we still operating like a 20-year-old at that age. So this is the rewinding back to my epiphany that I had.
Okay.
At my age, women between 30 and 37 are more attracted to an older man for whatever reason, based off of
this is facts.
Whatever the communication is, because I've lived all that, and now I know how to and what to do with a woman at this point.
Right.
And that's why I was like, "Oh, I can't remember what you said now. What made me even think that."
Yeah, I can't remember.
It was something that you.
But it hit you. You was like,
it had something to do because I was like, "Oh, that explains." You said something about age because there's like something about
with the wisdom. Was it about the wisdom?
It was about the wisdom. It was about the wisdom
and lack thereof.
Because y'all wisdom is happening now.
Yeah,
literally, y'all wisdom is happening now. I've come across way more women that I can actually, I guess, relate to and can relate to me at this age group, as opposed to women my age who are, I'm getting married. Automatic, I'm whatever. I don't care what the fuck you bring to the table. We get married, like all your baggage, whatever. Fuck it, we get married.
Oh, not me.
Where it's like it's more conversation with. But there's still a gap. It's still like a 15-year gap. Yeah. So that puts me in a
different bracket.
I was like, I don't. That's not what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Though. It's like it's a mentality all of a sudden. Then
you know what I also learned with you saying that, like with what my perception that to me flows with the understanding of the women and the men, like. I think that's just I feel as though that is just the nature of the woman to lead in that space, that mental space when it comes to the maturity of that area. And because we guide with that intuition, like with us guiding by communicating with the man, that helps them to become more mature when we communicate. Because I've learned that with my experience with the man. Okay, I'm aware that some men may not have experienced a mature woman to help them be in that space and be vulnerable. So let me guide them in this. And now they're no longer in this space of not being mature because they're aware and they've experienced a woman that's in this space.
That's true.
We guide them in
really
that.
Does come down to the women that they're experiencing. If the women that they are experiencing are just as immature as they are, or
not gonna be balanced.
Lacking intellect, lacking self-confidence, the intuition that they need, because you got to have self-confidence to even believe and trust in yourself.
Sensual awareness,
that as well. So if they don't have any awareness or self-awareness for themselves, how can they guide you? And that's our role as a woman, as a feminine. We're here to receive the messages from God to be able to guide you. That's why we're nurturing, we're mothering. We're supposed to continue to do that.
Sensual.
We're not to raise you, obviously, but we're here to at least, hey, baby, I'm noticing that you veering a little bit to the left, and I see, and we're here to hold you accountable and to bring you back to what you need to be focused on. Because if you're telling me what your goals are, if I'm not here helping you to pave the way to get to those goals, what the fuck am I doing here? Period.
If I knew what I know now, I would still be married. I would still be married based off of what you just said, because that was all there. Yeah, and I didn't hear.
You weren't in the place or the space to be receptive to it. And a lot of times that's what happens because it comes off as being naggy.
Yep.
It becomes because I'm putting pressure on you, and that's 9 times out of 10. A lot of men, what happens is when they find a woman who is mature and intellectual, and she is giving you that wisdom, and she's coming to you and saying, "Hey, you need to tighten up."
It's pressure.
It's
pressure.
So
baby.
it's way easier to go find a weaker being who's going to see you as. Because now you're looking at yourself as maybe I'm not as good as a man as I think I am, or maybe I'm not up
but that's
to par.
the difference between boy and man.
That's the goal.
Them not men.
I'm pushing you. No, I'm saying that's the reason why they go to a weaker woman is because now that woman is not putting the pressure on like that last woman did. She giving you too much.
There's a way to put the pressure on too.
Yes,
there's a way.
absolutely.
There's a
delivery. Absolutely,
the delivery is
if the delivery is essential.
If the delivery is your subconscious of how you are thinking. When you
not okay.
It's not going to be okay.
And I'm aware
Absolutely.
of that. That's
right.
why I let you know that I deliver it differently because I'm aware, empathetic, and honorable to the emotions.
That's what it is. A lot of women are empathetic when they're teaching. It has to come from a place of love. If I'm coming at you in a space where I'm down talking you or I'm belittling you,
masculine.
That's
operating in masculine.
Yeah, I'm not operating in my feminine. Now our masculine. That's naturally gonna clash. You get what I'm saying? Now we at war because my masculine is that you fighting my masculine because you're not like, hold on, you doing too much.
It feels challenging at that point because
a whole bunch of shit
it's challenging at that point because you giving me a masculine energy with something that you're trying to. If you're trying to teach me or guide me, and you giving it with masculine energy in a space that needs sensual energy, in essence. How the fuck am I supposed to receive it?
Well, I'm going to respond to sensual energy immediately.
Absolutely. It's commanding. It's not demanding.
Absolutely.
Demanding and commanding is two different things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You should never be sitting here talking at your man.
And I used to be a woman that did that. And that's why I'm grateful for my journey of just not being in that space anymore. And I want to always share to help and guide other women and men to just learn to operate at a better space mentally and emotionally, because that shit ain't shit. I'm talking about calling motherfuckers bitch ass nigga. That shit. What does that do for you? Yeah, I really used to talk like that.
No.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, and it's not healthy. And when I looked back, I really was like, when I hit my time of like spiritual awareness and healing, and I look back, I'm like, damn, that shit was unhealthy as fuck. What the fuck was you going through and feeling internally for you to be operating and talking to a motherfucker like that? And then you wonder why you ain't get no results.
And did you say it, or you like sometimes you stay in that situation and saying something about
it cycles,
and you stay in that situation,
until you learn it.
Right, but it's like,
no.
But the kind of person you are.
It's showing the reflection of you.
Right,
if you stay in that means that is a part of you.
Yeah.
Right.
Because everyone that we experience is a reflection. So if we keep experiencing them, it's no longer them. It's you.
It's you.
It's you.
The same females. We keep finding the same.
Yeah. Welcome.
Because you know why?
Welcome. Welcome. It's showing the low. It's showing the low vibrational part of you. If it's unhealthy or if it's toxic, that's showing the low vibrational and toxic part of you that is still within you, that you are still activating, because you are allowing yourself to experience that individual. Until you let go, it's gonna continue to be. That's a reflection of you.
If there's no boundary there, that means you ain't fixed that shit.
So that's why it's like you got to get to a space. If it's unhealthy, if it's making you unhappy, if it's something that's not desirable, let that shit go. If you don't want it, why the fuck is it there?
It should be looking good.
Yeah, everything that glitters ain't gold, baby.
I know.
It look good, but it's toxic.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
Everything that glitters ain't gold. I really have to learn that.
I don't want cute and toxic.
They even make fake green grass. They even make fake green grass.
Yeah,
and the only way you know is if you feel it.
They make
touch it and use your senses. When we use our senses, what do? So, and we are sensual beings created here. We're divine sensual beings. And a lot of things have suppressed and oppressed our sensual essence and nerves and things of that sort in that realm, of who we are. And because those senses are suppressed and oppressed, and nobody is embodying these senses and activating these senses and utilizing them, then that's where you get a lot of bullshit going on. Because if you tap into your senses, and one of your senses is your intuition, your discernment, your energetic ability to feel energies of others, your touch, All of those things.
And you communicate it. And you communicate it.
Who to blame?
Yeah.
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 Guess what? A lot of people don't like to that's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of motherfuckers. That's a hard pill to swallow, to face they motherfucking self and say, I'm the devil. I'm the motherfucking devil. Because ain't no devil but you. Ain't no problem but you. Ain't no issue but you. And
it's
if you,
only what you allow.
That should be tough. Don't get me wrong. Even if I experience some shit to this day, I'll be like, whew, let me lace these bitches up and let me swallow this motherfucking pill.
So as the episode is coming to a close here, duality.
Mm-hmm.
This sounds like I learned so much with this. Like,
I'm truly grateful.
Y'all fit it into so many different aspects of life. It's almost like this could go on forever. Like, you can fit in. If everything.
We had a blunt, we'd go even further.
Yeah, I mean, you can go in duality in eating. You can duality.
Your diet, your nutrition,
right, absolutely,
your lifestyle, your sexual life, your hair life,
everything,
your skin, all that shit.
Right.
All that shit.
Parenting, relationships,
our relationship, all that shit. Romantic, friendship,
all that. Called duality.
Huh?
It could be. You know how many movies though? Oh my goodness.
It might be.
Could be.
Okay. I'm sure it is.
I'm gonna look it up now when we get off of here.
I think I want to say
but duality. So just, in close, with duality, it's just understanding who you are and how you want to show up. How you want to show up in this world.
How dual are you?
Do you have a choice to, or is it just kind of is it an energy?
What?
Do you have a choice?
How you show up? Like when you show up, sometimes
you choose every day.
You choose every day.
You just have to be in tune with the energy that
you choose.
Are you choosing energy?
Yes.
You can choose. Okay.
You choose and embody.
Ooh, next episode.
You choose and embody.
Because I want to know more about.
You want to know about choosing
your energy. I know I got plenty. I just don't choose it.
Yeah, it's a choice.
Why you don't? Why you think you don't?
We'll talk about that in the next episode.
Okay, next episode. Because I'm like, what?
I love y'all. Keep listening. Keep tuning in. Making sure you subscribe.
On, Mike.
And I'll see y'all motherfuckers later. Peace and love. Peace and love.